Traveling can take its toll on your body. And as I have to travel a lot for work, I have learned to take a few things with me that I think are important for several reasons. And I thought I've been asked about this a lot, so I would share a little video on some of the things that I bring with me when I travel as I'm packing up for my trip this weekend. Number one thing is keeping the immune system strong. I know that I do a lot of things to maintain a strong immune system every day. I take my echinacea and multiple other things. But when traveling, sometimes you get that person behind you who's the entire time, or the person who sneezes on you, and you want a little extra something. So there are two things that I always, if you find me in an airport, they're always going to be in my backpack that I bring with me to protect myself from that. And one of those is andrographis complex. Andrographis is an herbal complex of holy basil, echinacea, and andrographis. And this is a really powerful herb to in an acute response. If somebody starts doing that, I bust it out and I start taking a couple just to give myself a little bit of extra response. In fact, it was interesting. This was actually an approved therapy for a certain virus in Thailand right away when it started sweeping across the world. So it's interesting to look into andrographis and its power for your immune system. The other thing that I travel with is also for acute response in that is something called congaplex or conjaplex. Some people call it that conjaplex. You can think of congestion can help with that. It's a great combination of a whole food vitamin A and vitamin C and some RNA and a few other things in there that really help it keep your immune system nice and strong. Now, I actually go through a whole bottle of this every third month, just because every third month I do put focus on my immune system as it is, but I always travel with it. And I'm finding that a lot of people out there really need to know about chewable options. And there is a children's chewable. So I travel with the children's chewable. So if I do have somebody seeing me taking some things and they're also being concerned about that person who's coughing, sneezing, and all that on them, I can give them some. And it doesn't taste too bad. I think it's a raspberry flavored. So. And then finally, there's one other thing, just in case I eat something and I'm like, ooh, that I'm not sure that that was right, or I'm a little concerned about that because I've got to perform. I got to be teaching for 8 hours first thing in the morning tomorrow. So I bring something called digestive support. I don't know if you can see that, but this is basically colloidal silver with some aloe. And really, I've seen it be really powerfully helpful in when the cases when people eat something and they're worried about getting some food poisoning. It's been shown to really wipe out E. coli pretty effectively. So those are three things I bring for my immune system. And then the other thing that people are concerned about, of course, is radiation. When you're flying, you're getting exposed to a lot of that. And I think it's wise to protect yourself against that as much as we possibly can, because we're getting exposed to it more and more. And the one thing I always remind everybody of, even if you check the CDC, they will say that iodine is super important for that. So one of the ways that I actually do protect myself against that is I do take supplemental iodine when I'm traveling, but I take it in the form of an herbal complex called thyroid complex. And ironically, this weekend I'm teaching an 8-hour seminar on thyroid, so this will be a good story to add in. But this is a source of bladderwrack. Bladderwrack is a vegetable source of iodine, and I'm getting that in there to give me a little bit of extra protection from that. But this also gives me withania, so it can help with my adrenals, the stress of traveling, and a little bit of bacopa is going to be helpful tomorrow morning because I'm going to need my brain to be nice and sharp. A couple other things that I do on top of that is the Gotu Kola complex. I talk about this product a lot because Gotu Kola is one of those herbs that if you look it up, it's amazing how many NIH studies one of them even calls it a cure-all. I think that's phenomenal. But there's also ginkgo leaf in there, and that ginkgo is also protective and reparative if you have any type of exposure to radiation. So I really want to make sure that I'm doing everything I can for that. And I just got news that my flight was canceled and I had to get rescheduled on one that's going to get me in almost after midnight, and I have to start at 8 in the morning. So I'm going to need a little extra to get me up. And so I bring a little rhodiola and ginseng with me. Rhodiola is a flower that grows north of the Arctic Circle. And the idea is that through hormesis, you get some of that resilience from that flower and protecting from radiation. And it also helps with your adrenals. Two last things I always bring with me are some snacks, because you never know what kind of healthy food options are going to be available when you're traveling. So I always have a packet of my sprouted organic pumpkin seeds, or 2 or 3. So again, if you see me in the airport and you're looking for something good, I always have that. And of course, I always have a general health pack with me, just because I want to make sure that I don't go a day without getting those omega-3s and all of that nutrition. Now, this isn't an exhaustive list, but it's a few things that if you're going to ask me, what are the things that I'm going to bring with me when I travel? It's those. Got to protect that immune system, protect yourself from that radiation. And when you're changing time zones, sometimes that can be hard on people too. There are some things that I would bring for that if it was something that bothered me, but it definitely doesn't really be an issue for me. So if you have questions about that, I can do a video about that. If you have things that you think I missed or things that I should be adding into this, please leave a comment below and let me know what else I should be bringing with me while I'm traveling so that I can be my best self when I show up. Thanks for watching, guys, as always, and I hope you have a great day.